All right, hello, wine drinking people. Today is Thursday, the 4th of August. It's hot out there, man. But luckily, it's 64 degrees in here. Just getting ready to move our warehouse space, so we've got a big warehouse sale coming up, folks. Bringing out Crazy Andy for that one, so keep an eye open for that in the email coming out in the next day or so. But we had some drinking going on here last week that we got to cover. The Pinot Noir tasting at Cafe Maxx and the Penfolds dinner. So I'm going to get right into the Penfolds event. This has become an annual event that we do at Cafe Maxx to showcase the new release of Australia's greatest wine, Grange. And I really can't afford to drink this wine or justify opening a bottle up at $400 a bottle without trying it. So, you know, we like to let our customers try these $400 of wine if they're going to buy them. And we did sell some Grange. So the 2006, a very promising vintage for Grange and for South Australia. You can pretty much tell the quality of the vintage by the production level of Grange. You know, they make 10,000 cases or more of Grange in a good vintage. And 2006, a very good vintage for South Australia. All right, well, Oliver, I mean, he really gives you your money's worth. Just the 4 pass-arounds that we served at the bar with the Riesling. I mean, outstanding. The crispy fried oysters, the citrus grilled shrimp, the lavender and pink peppercorn seared tuna, and then the sea scallops of each, my favorite, with the Riesling. This 2009 vintage Riesling from Edna Valley from Penfolds. Classic textbook Edna Valley Riesling. A little bit of that petrol, a little bit of that slate, some lovely peach. Bone dry and just wonderful to pair with different foods. And that's the reason why we start with this. You know, not known for their white wines, Australia, but they do make some very good whites. Like the first white that we had with dinner, the Yatana. Yatana means little by little, and little by little they are turning this into a world-class Chardonnay. It used to be a big, buttery wine, kind of hard to, you know, drink a whole bottle of. But like everyone else, they've lightened up on the oak. This 2002 vintage, 2002, almost 10 years old, still had lovely color. And, you know, this comes from the Adelaide Hills and from the Tumbarumba vineyard down near Melbourne. So a blend of 2 different fruit sources. It's not always that the case, but in 2002 it was, as Penfolds has a choice of the greatest vineyards throughout South Australia to pick from every year. This wine still had some lovely bright lemon citrus fruit, a nice touch of lightly toasted oak spice there. Wonderful with the black grouper with this peach salsa. The menu that we have here says pear and ginger, but Oliver used peaches. I guess they're in season. And that Chardonnay lime butter, the richness of that butter really helped with the acidity and the Chardonnay. Really lovely pairing. This was the pairing of the night for me, and the wine still showing brilliantly. We got 2 bottles left of this, folks. All right, well, the foie gras course, you know, foie gras and Shiraz to me can be outstanding, and I had it at a Penfolds event that was hosted on South Beach. Peter Gago was there, and just thought, man, I've never had this with foie gras before. You think of sweet wines with foie gras, but you wouldn't think of Shiraz necessarily, but a very fruity wine with a lovely silky texture. And unfortunately, Ollie had some arugula with this, which the bitterness of those greens did not work. If you just had the foie gras and the berries, it was beautiful with the Bin 28 Kalimna Shiraz. Kalimna started out as a single vineyard. It's a vineyard in the northern Barossa, but now this is a blend like all the other Penfolds wines, or almost all of them. McGill Estate is a single vineyard still. But one of my favorite values in the lineup, showing a good deal of plummy fruit, along with smooth velvety tannins, notes of black licorice spice, and violets on the finish. This wine is drinking beautifully right now. Out of Magnum, under 40 bucks. Are you kidding me? This is the best buy we had all evening here, and we still have some left. Okay, well, the Cheese Flight, you know, Grange, a wine that stands on its own, and we usually show this wine with a Cheese Flight. And, you know, the 86 was our old dog. Thank you, Bob Malner, for bringing that. This wine still showing a lovely amount of red berry and plum fruit on the nose, a host of licorice spice, sweet tobacco, really complex and green tea-like aroma showing up there also on the nose. Still very young on the palate, lovely red berry fruit and lovely layered spice on the finish, and great freshness there. Most excellent, a great vintage for Grange. 2003, this wine was a little funky, showing a little pencil lead and not really showy with the fruit here. This wine maybe need a little bit more time and really dry and tannic on the finish. Somewhat a little awkward at the moment, the 2003 Grange, but you could see some potential in this wine. 2006 is a blockbuster. This is one of the great vintages for Grange, brimming with black cherry plum fruit, a host of dark spices, very aromatic and really open. Even if we only opened an hour before the event. So, man, this wine just had layers, a lot of dark spice, velvety texture, really firm acidity, and a wonderful amount of length on the finish. This is a classic vintage for Grange. Killer juice. And the RWT, we always throw a little extra in at this dinner. We had the new release, Red Wine Trial. This is a wine that John Duvall made, and it's been Barossa Valley fruit the last couple of years, but similar concept to Grange, the greatest fruit, only aged in new French barrique. Grange is aged in new American barrique. This wine had just incredible amount of upfront forward fruit, really plummy and jammy, some dark kind of milk chocolate spice, smooth and balanced, very drinkable for such a young vintage. But you could tell still had some legs. This is still a very young Shiraz here, but most excellent juice. And then one of my favorite wines from Penfolds, the Grandfather Tawny. This wine's showing a little bit of heat, a little spirity, but still some lovely toffee and nutty kind of aromas coming out of it, and lovely sweetness, but still some good acidity. Still fairly well balanced, and really excellent bottle of Tawny. One of the things that they do very well in South Australia, dessert wines. All right, folks, that's what I had to drink at the Penfolds dinner, and I've included all the older vintages of Grange that we have available on this offering as well, so check it out. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.